breezy summer mornings that unravel slowly, stretching out seamlessly into the afternoon. These mornings, when I don't have to rush, I often like to stay in bed just a little longer, thinking my thoughts or reading something beautiful, a poem, a memoir, words that leave me inspired and lighter. Morning cuddles with doggies is mandatory. Honestly, I feel that these cuddles are the best cup of coffee anyone can get, because they really energize me with the most positive feeling in the world. Looking into their innocent eyes, nothing can replace this in my day. Another ritual I try to never skip is a gentle foot massage. I apply a little cream to my hands and spend a few minutes massaging my feet before I truly get up. After hours of lying in bed, sleeping without any motion, strong massage with a lotion really helps the blood circulation and really helps to fasten the natural flow of the lymphatic system. This seems like the final step of taking me away from the sleepy, dreamy world that I was in at night and bringing me into the day's reality. My dog lady has the cutest bum in the world, and she comes to my room to let me know it's time to get dressed. I always measure my dog's food on scales. You gotta put a leash on lady as she's eating, because if you don't, she may just change her mind and not allow you to do it. Yes, Lady is a capricious little princess, and we're utterly devoted to her reign. This little creature really separated our lives into two, before and after. And let me tell you, I would not trade the after with anything in the world. Not even $1 billion. There are many parks close to where I live, but this one is my favorite. It is so calm and green here, with old trees that are tall enough to give beautiful shade. And it's also groomed with beautiful flowers of different colors. And most importantly, dogs can walk here leash free. I have the leash on Lady today because yesterday she heard some loud noises in the distance, and she's still hating it. Lady loves the sun, and so do I. When these two are playing, it looks like they're fighting each other, but they're just having fun. cottage cheese. I used to hate cottage cheese when I was little, but I really grew to loving it as an adult. And this pie will be a really nice snack or even breakfast for me, full of nuts, berries, and of course protein. You have to use about 500 grams of cottage cheese, 2 eggs, some berries or fruits to your liking, and nuts to your liking. It has minimum flour and sugar, so it's very healthy. Notice how bright the yolks are in these eggs. They are pasture-raised eggs. By the way, being a polyglot, I sometimes make really silly mistakes, and one of them was pasture-raised eggs. I used to say pasture-raised eggs instead of pasture. I highly recommend you to try this recipe because it is incredibly soft and melts in your mouth. It's delicious, nutritious, and really easy to make, so that you don't get tired once the dish is ready, like I sometimes get because I decide to make something really difficult, and by the end I am so tired I don't really enjoy the food but rather want to go to sleep. Some freshly squeezed lemon juice to activate the soda, and if you want you may skip the soda, but I decide not to, and I just mix everything with my spoon. Doing this by hand with a spoon just feels more authentically cottage to me. It's so oddly satisfying, blending everything together and seeing how the mixture turns yellow from the egg yolks. sunny city of Mehri in Armenia. Lalik follows me into every room I go, quietly lying under the table as I cook. As my pie is getting ready, I wanted to make some tea by broiling mint. I hand-picked and dried this mint leaves myself. Something that I also hated when I was little. My mom would make me drink it every time that I got sick, and so I didn't approach it for many years. But one day I tried it, and I love it now. I even add it to one of my favorite salads, tabbouleh, when I make it. The temperature of the water, I broil my tea with is never above 80. If hotter, most vitamins will not survive. That is especially important if you're broiling something like rosehip. The tea is ready, and I will soon get the pie out of the oven. And when the aroma of the freshly baked pie fills the apartment, my dogs, you will see what they will do. It smells so good. Lady and Lalik rushed so fast into the kitchen, they actually moved my camera. They know that they are going to get a little piece. That's why they're so excited. I think I need to buy some beautiful porcelain for this moment. Lady, quietly watching me as I'm cutting the pie, trying not to ruin the casserole. She knows she's going to get a little bit of it. She knows it. The moment of truth. And yes, it is delicious. I think I'm a pretty good cook. You have probably noticed that I love books with photography works. They are some of my favorite things because they feel like stills captured for the future, eternity. The lens sometimes tells more than words can. Today, it's a book about old Armenian architectural monuments. Armenia was the first country to adopt Christianity in 301, and so there are many churches and cathedrals all over Armenia, both the current territory and also in western Armenia that is currently in Turkey, and of course Artsakh, situated right in the heart of Europe, Asia, and the Caucasus. Armenian highlands have been an apple of discord for its neighbors showcased. Made in Armenia and 7 different countries. This was a beautiful ending of a beautiful day. So much that I didn't want to take a taxi or the metro going home, and me and